Homelessness 2.0, day 39, I believe. It's raining. Which basically means I'm not going to do anything today. Why? Because I don't have a car. And when you're homeless and when you don't have a car and using the bus is the way you have to do everything, you pretty much don't want to do anything, ever. Because everything you're going to do is going to be wet. If I go to the bus stop, by the way, there's no cover. There's nothing to stand under at the bus stop. It's just a stick in the ground, basically. It's not even it's a bus stop by definition, I guess, because that's where a bus will stop to pick you up. But that's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more. And that's one of the problems I have with this town. Really. It's like, it's all sunny. It almost never rains. And you'd be like, well, you don't need all that stuff when it's not raining. It's nice it'd be nice to have when it's sunny too, because it gets fucking hot. Standing in the sun, getting sunburned for an hour, waiting for a bus can be problematic too. We don't have... This city, I don't know of many others because I haven't experienced them. But it seems indicative. I mean, if you think about it, LA is indicative of precisely what our country is when it comes to the concept of just getting around. When you think of cars and LA, you probably think of traffic, and rightfully so. The last time I went to go get a tattoo, it cost me $50 just to get there with an Uber. Now, I disputed that charge because for whatever fucking reason, almost every option that my driver had to make a turn onto a packed street, he fucking did it. Like, we were going down a main thoroughfare that had no traffic that I could literally see for at least 10 blocks. And he turns onto a side street that's 2 lanes and there's literally cars just going up. I'm like, why? Use your eyeballs. Fucking go that way. So I disputed it. I don't remember what happened because it's been literally almost 2 years now. It wasn't the last time I used an Uber. It was when I went to go get my tattoo on my finger. And that was at the beginning of March of 2020. Shit. 2021 just disappeared. So, in most of 2021, I just did it again. See, that's how fucked up this whole situation is. Traffic in LA is bad. Public transit in LA is bad. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Pump the brakes, kid. Nice little metaphor with regards to what we're talking about. The public transit in LA is bad, but also the traffic's bad? Then how does anybody get around? Good question. Real good question. Because I don't have the answer. Most people get around via car, though. Which is why the traffic sucks. Which is also why we don't have a good public transit system, because we have a traffic situation that the public transit... It's just this oxymoronic paradox of just bullshit. The sad thing is, I used to really like rainy days. Even at that other shithole of an apartment, I really liked rainy days. I'd walk outside, stand in the rain and feel good. When I was younger, living in Texas, when it would rain, like really rain, nice and hard, big old loud thunderstorms, crazy lightning strikes. Loved it. One day, when I was working as a security guard, I just kind of like I had this little tiny point and shoot camera, and we had these really like big, like, they looked like marble covered. I don't really know what they were made of, but they may have covered marble. I don't know. But they were like huge. They were these big, huge, just like ornamental things, and then they had these big round light bulb fixtures. Can't think of words right now. And so I got my camera set up and I just kind of pointed out away from the building. I captured jack fucking squat. But while I did it, I just stood there thinking, kind of enjoying the experience. Like, that's something that doesn't really happen with me anymore. I can't stop and enjoy. Even then, I had a hard time stopping enjoying. And I would say a good portion of it, and this is kind of relatable to yesterday, was that one of the main reasons I would say that my ability to stop, as people like to say, stop and smell the flowers, is because at that, when that happened, when I stopped doing that, was about the time that I got a cell phone. Because then I could do everything I need to do on the internet. And I get it. Like, we all have to reflect on ourselves. We have to reflect on our habits, reflect on ourselves again. We gotta look at who we are as people. Because if we don't stop, we don't think, we don't reflect on those things to then make necessary changes. I mean, obviously one of the things that I've been wanting this entire time, since COVID started, it's not over, by the way. It's only about to get worse. It's actually probably about to get way worse than it ever has been. Now, fortunately, with all the vaccines that are out, it's mostly only going to get worse for the people who aren't vaccinated. I didn't get an appointment yesterday because the next appointment that I can schedule is in January. So I'm going to see about doing a walk-in. But not today. I don't want to do anything productive today because it's raining. I'd rather try to enjoy it, but right now I can't enjoy it because I woke up to it being like, what the fuck, is it raining? And then I'm like, fuck, it's raining. So I've already lost the ability for me to enjoy the rain because I woke up hating that it was raining. Back when I was homeless, before living in a tent, rain sucked. It was terrible. Because your tent's wet. And then when you got to get out of your tent, you can't dry your tent off unless you were lucky enough that when it rained, it didn't rain hard enough, and then it stopped, and then between the time that it stopped and the time you woke up, your tent was able to dry off. There were days where I woke up and it was raining on me. And I had to pack up my wet shit and find my wet ass somewhere. So I'm doing the thing that houses are meant for. protecting you from the elements, and I'm going to stay here like I usually do. And I forgot to... Fuck. So this is one thing. I forget stuff. I forgot to hit up the driving school, so I'll do that today. If I remember, by the time I'm done with this video... Being alive is just too much work. Which is why I don't want to work. I kind of had this sort of conversation, monologue, whatever, with myself last night before I went to bed. It was actually the reason why I wasn't able to get to sleep. Because my brain was firing on all cylinders. But like, I don't want to work because... that's yet another responsibility when I can barely take care of myself. I'm barely able to do the necessary responsibilities for my everyday well-being. Why would you put more responsibilities on a person like that? It makes no sense. It's stupid. And because I am affectionately... That's not a word. It's close to an actual word, but it's definitely not the word I'm looking for. It's like efficiently, but affectionately, but effectively. I don't know. I am effectively a high-functioning disabled person. I'm able to hold a conversation. I'm able to do critical thinking and all that other bullshit. But I'm still broken enough that I can barely handle being alive. I put on a good presentation. But I'm just tired. All the time. Tired today because I didn't get to sleep until like 4 or 4:30. Something like that. And then I woke up at like 9:30 because of the rain. Have fun.